How's it going, everybody? Doing a gum chewing NFL Week 1 ramble. I do have the gain higher. I've been getting comments, and I got another one in my last video about popping the gain up. I'm always nervous about that because the AC's in, so I do apologize if with the gain up it's picking loud cars up on the road or the train horn, but see how it goes, and maybe I'll do more with it picked up a little more, tilted up a little more. But yeah, anyway. NFL Week 1. I'll talk about the obvious thing in a few minutes, or less than that. I didn't watch all these games. I got the scores here on my ESPN. I threw ESPN up. Speaking of which, there goes a loud car, so we're going to find out. I know about what happened in some of the games, but I see the scores here. Obviously, it started off with Lions and Chiefs. Lions, I want to say, came back and won that game. Where they had like a interception for a TD at the end or something. No, I guess they just got no, they did have an interception for a TD, but that tied it at 14. And then they scored. 7:06 left. I don't think Mahomes did. He didn't actually do that bad, but that's bad by his standards. 2 touchdowns and a big 200 yards. Lions are a good team. Obviously, Mahomes is missing Kelsey. I think he might be missing another receiver as well. But the Lions are actually a really good team. They were good last year. They were really coming on. And we'll see if that holds over. You always like to see a team like that do well that hasn't had a lot of success in years. It's always nice to see. Falcons beat the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers are going to be that good. I don't even know who's the Falcons starter. Actually, let's find out who their QB is. Is it Jameis Winston? I have no idea where he is. I know who was he on last year? The Saints. Let's go to the old box score and see. Bryce Young on the Panthers. Desmond Ridder, I don't know who that is. A rookie, perhaps. Unless it's Ryder. It looks like it's Ridder. The Browns roughed up the Bengals. Burrow did not play well. Watson wasn't incredible, but that's a big win for them, I think. Almost like a statement game early in the first week, although with football, everybody makes a big deal of the first week. In the Jets' case, it is a big deal. But me and my friend were talking about this actually earlier today. I'm filming this Tuesday. It's going up tonight. The first week of the season's always weird. Jaguars beat the Colts by 10. Lawrence had a pretty good game. The Bucks beat the Vikings, so Vikings off to us. I don't know how. Let's see how Baker Mayfield did in his first start as the Bucks starter. And they did not. 173 yards, 2 TDs. Cousins threw for 344. Mike Evans 6 for 66 and a TD. Justin is it Justin Jefferson? 9 for $150. They did not choose to extend or something with Mike Evans, his contract, so I don't know why. He's really good. Saints beat the Titans in a tough one. I feel like the Titans have a lot of these close games. 16-15 was the final. Derek Carr is obviously the quarterback for the Saints now, so he wins in his first start with them. The 49ers roughed up the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are going to be that great. The 49ers are good. Purdy had a good game, so he's still continuing his success from last year. I tried hitting that the mute button sometimes screws up. The 49ers are good. Christian McCaffrey is great. Obviously, and they have Deebo Samuel as well, who's also great. They have a good team, defense and offense. They're going to be there. You know, obviously in the championship game last year, they had literally no quarterbacks. Commanders beat the Cardinals. Denver's got them next week. Ravens beat the Texans 25-9. Let's see how Odell Beckham Jr. did in his debut with the Ravens. Mark Jackson didn't do much of anything. Stroud's the rookie, right? 242 yards for him on Houston. Not a terrible game. He was sacked 5 times. And ran for 20 yards as well. They have Robert Woods, apparently. Odell had 2 for 37. Zay Flowers, 9 for 78. Oh, their running back got hurt. Dobbins, I believe it was. He's gone for the year. I feel like, I guess guys were getting hurt at this rate back in the day, but I feel like guys are getting, like, season-ending injuries constantly. Packers rough up the Bears. Jordan Love had a good game, so that could be a good sign for them. Obviously, his first game as a starter. How crazy would it be, though, if he ends up being excellent and they go from Favre to Rodgers to him? 245 with 3 TDs. Didn't do much on the ground, though. I don't know how their receivers are, if they're young. I don't know. Let's see how Justin Fields did. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Had to let the cat in. Justin Fields. Touchdown to pick. Apparently, he has a terrible line, so that's not good. He ran for 59 yards as well. That's the problem with these teams that have bad lines. Raiders beat the Broncos, of course, in a 17-16 game. Their field goal kicker, their kicker missed the first extra point of the season. He missed a 55-yard field goal. I mean, that's not uncommon. They lose by 1. They could have went to OT if that didn't happen. Russell Wilson was decent. They don't have any long. They don't make any big plays, honestly. Their D was good, but once again, this is such a. Somebody said it on the Instagram. Such a Broncos score. Disappointing because now it's like, oh, you got Sean Payton, same results as last year. Annoying, and apparently their other quarterback, other than Surtain, who's awesome, was getting lit up all game, apparently. Eagles beat the Pats. I didn't realize the Patriots got Ezekiel Elliott. I'm going to have to let this cat out. Or not. She can push the door open. Dolphins beat the Chargers in a really good game. I think they came back in that game. Let's see. Two is good. Two is good as long as he's not getting concussed and thrown back in the games. They should be fame 3 touchdowns and a freaking pick. 466 yards, my God. Tyreek Hill is ridiculous. 215 yards, 2 TDs. Get the fuck out of here. Herbert didn't play terrible, but I think they blew a lead. Did they? No, they were up 24-20 in the third quarter. They didn't. Actually, they were down 34. No, wait. Yeah, they were. So they came back at the end and scored a TD with a minute 45 left. The Dolphins, it's a big win for them. The Chargers, I don't know, I feel like they're going to start to go down as that kind of disappointing team that should be better. Denver's lost to the Chiefs 15 times in a row, and they've lost to the Raiders 7 in a row. For fuck's sake, Denver. What the hell happened to them? Rams rough up the Seahawks, so Geno Smith might be coming back down to earth. Cowboys destroyed the Giants defensively. I think they had 4 or 5 turnovers they forced. I think they got a kick return touchdown. I think they had a big touchdown. Let's see. Interception return. Just 1. Pollard had a couple touchdowns. Not good for the Giants. They might regret throwing Daniel Jones all that money, but in the NFL you have to pay quarterbacks. And obviously, let's get to the big thing here. The Jets. Of course, this happens. I feel bad for the Jets fans here. I'm in New York, so it's a little bit of a solemn day. Rodgers goes down with a torn Achilles in the first drive of the game. Of course he does. He's the Jets quarterback now. Of course he's going to be gone for the year on the first drive. I'm telling you, the Jets might be cursed. They win the game, though. Zach Wilson didn't necessarily look great, but their D is so good, and they have offensive weapons. Brees Hall came back. Didn't he have a knee injury last year? He came back at like 10 carries for 129 yards. I think 80 of them were on one run. They won an OT on a return, I believe. Josh Allen looked not that great with 4 picks. I think he had 4 picks. Garrett Wilson had an insane catch for a TD. This is Zach Wilson's chance to shine, okay? He can prove everybody wrong, and he just has to play decent, and they'd be a playoff team. That's how good their D is, and they have the offensive talent. It's a shame that you're not going to see what Rodgers could have done with it, and he might be done. They have him for 2 years, but at his age, he might not be coming back from that. He might just say, fuck it, or he might want to come back and say, fuck this, I'm not going out like that. You gotta feel for him. I mean, if I was a Jet fan in the stadium, I would almost be like, figures, of course. Of course, he's gonna get hurt. And of course, he's gonna be gone for the year, no less. You gotta feel for him, but they came back and win. And the thing is, they're a good team. They needed the QB, they get him. Now they're saying they might sign Wentz or try to trade for a Winston or try to lure Tom Brady out of retirement. Can you imagine if Brady came out of retirement to the Jets and like went to the Super Bowl? Can you imagine that? That would be like beyond bizarro world. But that was the big of the first week of the season. That was the big thing. Rodgers gone for the year. All Zach Wilson needs to do is be decent. He doesn't have to be great. I don't think he can be great, but if he's just a decent quarterback, like, they should be fine, but we'll never know. I think Carson Wentz would fit in fine. I've heard he's had attitude problems, but he's a solid QB, like, for that fill-in for a year or something, if Wilson can't get it done. Because the hits keep coming for the Jet fans. My God. Kudos to people who are Jets fans that still stick with them, for fuck's sake. Like I said, Denver's on a 7-year run without making the playoffs. But they have Super Bowls, and somewhat recently. So, as a fan, I don't care as much as I used to, but I want Denver to kind of just get into the playoffs to break that streak, even though I don't give a fuck either way. I don't even know what I'd do if they won a Super Bowl again. I don't know if I'd be like cool or I wouldn't even watch. I don't even know, but of course they lost the typical Denver game that they lost just like last year. D holds minute, kicker misses some action. We're screwed. What are you gonna do? Where the team is, I am not part of the team. I keep hitting this mute button that probably definitely picked up, but it does not work sometimes. Now I'm getting annoyed. But anyway, that's a week 1 recap. Like I said, I didn't pay attention to a lot of the shit, so I just wanted to go over the kind of scores briefly and some of the shit that I did know. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.